Good evening. It's the match preview. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. Please like and subscribe. Sport's been absolutely amazing. We're going to get into it after a frustrating game on Sunday. The match ahead against Brentford, 7:30 kickoff on Sky Sports. Looking forward to that. In terms of the game, so Arsenal are unbeaten in 17 matches across all competition. We've won 9 out of the last 10 home games, only conceding 2 goals all season. With Brentford 10th in the table, 19 points. Strong at home, but poor away. Lost 5 of the last 6 away games. Good evening, lads. How we doing?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Who wants to start us off? Dave, how you feeling about tomorrow's game? Almost said tonight.
Yeah, no, tomorrow's game, I think it's going to be get back on the horse. You know, I think he should make some changes. Whether or not he does, we'll talk about that as the show goes on, I suppose. But yeah. I think as being at home, that's another little bit of an advantage for us. I think Brentford away, I think that could have been a much tougher test. We've struggled away at Brentford before. I think that the boys they'll kick into gear. I do think the boys will kick into gear into this one after the backlash, so-called backlash from Chelsea performance and that. You know, Arteta must have give it to them in the dressing room afterwards, because really, with having the 10 men, we should have gone on and won that game. After more reflection on my part, because I did say that the point might have been a good point, but when you look at it and after reflecting, I do think that when they went down to 10 men, it wasn't like it was Gusto who got sent off.
Yeah,
it was actually their best player. Well, one of him and Reece James, but you know, so I think we could have done better there. But I'm hopeful for this game. I think this is going to be a nice sort of game to get back on. As you said, with their away stats not looking good for them, our own stats looking good for us. So it should be a comfortable night on paper. It's not played on paper though; it's played on grass. So
yeah.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, no, very good point, matey. And bear with me, guys, as hearing the rain out there today is a bit miserable. But good evening to you first and foremost, and those that are joining us. We appreciate it. And again, as Tony always says, please like and subscribe. Yeah, boys. You know, Dave, I've got to swing some more towards your point of view as well. I agree with you, mate. I think obviously at the time we both said it, and I said it because I thought we were poor. And as we stated as well, I think them getting a player sent off helped us because we were so under par.
Mm-hmm.
As if you have any aspirations, I know it's Chelsea, I know it's Stamford Bridge, fans are behind them still. We did not get control of that football. But maybe as well, another one, boys, if we had players sort of like a fully fit early guard, you know, Martinelli had to come off, Arteta said in his press conference, because obviously fitness as well, boys. Trossard potentially. We did not get that ball and controlled it the moment they went down to 10 men. They were. It was like they had the advantage and we didn't still. But you're right. I mean, coming onto this game, it's obviously vitally important we improve. We're going to improve anyway on the Emirates. And another thing as well, boys, which obviously is open to discussion and those watching as well. The point of with my starting 11, I'm not trying to guess Arteta. It's what I would potentially do. Maybe I might have made too many changes, but I think that obviously Gyökeres needs 60 minutes as well. This game is vitally important. A player for me like Norgard needs to start at some point. This is his old team, but Norgard needs to get match fitness as well because Rice needs a break. You know, Moreno has worked his socks off these last 3 games, boys, and he obviously Gabby Jesus is back. You can maybe give him a run out for Gyökeres. Trossard as well and might be back, and Saliba is a potential possibility, boys, but they're not on the top end spectrum of how long they're going to be out. He said a few days.
Sorry to just interject. Sorry to interject, Wayne. Would you not consider resting Timber for this game as well?
No, that's what what you boys will see. Yeah,
have
a look at the starting 11. 100%, you'll see. But this is my point of view.
Yeah,
I just think as well. You can rest them against Club Brugge next week.
That's true.
Aston Villa is a tough game. Emery's going to get them up for it, as he always does. And let's see what we can do. But, yeah, my point of view is, boys, I still think we can win. But I think we need to also look at resting and getting some players back to what's approaching match fitness.
Can I just pose something to both of you, right? So we're just circling back to Stamford Bridge, the Stamford Bridge game, right? Now, obviously listening to the media, all that stuff, but they're getting a lot of criticism, to the best word to use.
Of course you will. Of course you will, mate.
Advantage of a 10-man Chelsea, right? But I want to take you back a couple of years when we was away to City. We went down, they couldn't beat us. They didn't beat a 10-man Arsenal, right? They scored in the last minute and they celebrated, and they got all the praise in the world. No one turned around and said to them, "You should have beaten a 10-man Arsenal."
That's right.
Yeah, not at all.
So my question is on this: why are we getting different? We're getting pelters, right? Because Chelsea weren't. I must admit, I have to admit this, right? An 11-a-side game there, Chelsea probably win that game. On Sunday. Whether we like that or not, they were up for it. They were going for it, right? And they had the bit between their teeth. And Wayne, I agree with your comment. The fact that and Dave, that their best player got sent off, right? And it was his own fault, and no one's actually argued against that red card. Everyone's agreed it's a red card. But yeah, what I don't like is that no one's going for us in the same way they'd go for and City did fuck up against us. We were the massive underdogs. Trossard got sent off for a silly second yellow, kicking the ball away, right? We went and done what Chelsea did. We went 2 banks of 4. Let's defend our lead. Right, we lost it, granted. So did Chelsea. But City got praise for getting back into that game. No one's give us praise for getting back into that game, right? And it was up against it, right? Yes, Chelsea had 10 men, but we still had to be, And then I was listening to Danny Murphy earlier, right? And I actually quite like him on TalkSport because he's quite an honest guy. And he said, absolutely no way. The fact that Chelsea were down 10 men, that would have changed the game. He went back to his Liverpool days where there was moments where they were down to 10 men. And he went, you just find that extra man from everyone around you just by pure adrenaline. So I think it's been, listening to the media the last couple of days, I think it's been really fucking harsh on us, right? The fact that, we probably should have gone and scored the second goal, and we probably should have won it. But then there was moments in the game, right? There was the Gyökeres chance. Timber got in his way. That's 2-1. We're winning that. That's the last minute. So I think it was one of them games where we just take a draw. Chelsea were the better team on the day. We go again. We didn't lose the game, but people are talking like we have lost the game. That's what's really annoying. Yeah. But look, we're going to this Brentford game, which isn't an easy game, by the way. It's a tough game. Their record at away this season hasn't been great, but as I said on our other podcast, we've now got a target on our back. So whoever plays us now, Aston Villa, you watch on Sunday, you think Chelsea was bad. They're going to be just the same. They're going to be kicking us left, right and centre. They're going to be, the dark art's going to kick in. Yeah. Whenever we go away from home, the dark art's going to kick in now. Can we deal with it? And my worry is, I haven't seen a press conference. I don't know if you guys have seen Arteta's press conference. Is there any news on Saliba? Is he back? Is he close to being back? Because if he's out long term, we're fucked, I think.
Saliba and Trossard, mate, he said a matter of days.
Okay.
Another thing as well, sorry to interject, Tone.
Go for it.
Get your point. I just want to obviously for you, just update what I read today. And another thing why, again, David, I get, you know that I agree with that point of view that you said anyway, which is, in the summer at 275k, I'm thinking, mate, if we look at get rid of Jesus and get another striker in, or we get something else in, right now, I think we're going to need him, unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
Havertz is out till the middle of December, possibly the end of December. Same as Big Gabs.
He's a write-off for the season, Havertz, I'd say, because he probably won't be back. He is back and he's fully fit. He's not going to be any use to it.
Fully fit. He's February sort of end of January, February.
I mean, maybe when it's crunch time, he could do a job for us. But
listen, if he's got something up his sleeve, sorry, Tone. I'll pass it back to you, mate. If Berta's got something up his sleeve, then I'll go. All right, get the 275k off the books, but. I think Jesus is going to have to come in and help us out, boys.
Yeah, I'll be
whether
shocked.
we like it or not. And I mean, I like him for last minute. All I want for him is to win something with us, and we can go, Gabby, thanks for that. Yeah. You've been injured, things have been all right, but in come the summer, thanks, mate. But but right now, boys, with Havertz is not sounding good to me, and he's our only other option by Gyökeres. Obviously, I know Moreno's there, but as a football club. We've done it because we've done it in the past, but we shouldn't be relying on Moreno as centre forward all the time.
Yeah, but what I mean? You say that. Does Moreno deserve to be dropped, though? He's got a good goal record since he's come in.
I just think he's starting to look leggy, boys.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just
I
a
agree with
little
that,
bit
Dave.
leggy.
I'm not saying he's our starting striker,
That's
but
the thing, David.
Arteta
Obviously, you
might look
guys,
at that.
please discuss it. Sorry, Tone. Just discuss the 11. But I've done it for what did David's just said, Bones, for the fatigue and stuff, mate. I think he looks a bit leggy against Chelsea, mate.
Three games in the week.
3 games in 7 days, boys. Yeah.
So Rice as well, but obviously Rice has got an engine which is unbelievable.
He's not.
You know.
It's well. Listen again. We'll discuss it. Obviously, put for what you boys think. You know, my 11 is to rest him, but sometimes maybe if the game's going well, maybe we can give him 60, 65 minutes and go. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you can come off now, sort of thing. We've got Villa at the weekend. Let's see, boys.
Joe, what? We're 10 minutes in, mate. That's a very good segue. Let's have a look.
Yeah, because I think you boys can discuss it. I think you'll enjoy it. So I think obviously, please interpret it as how I would do it as a fan. And it's not, you know, but again, it's different opinions. Could Moreno come in the midfield?
Resting Saka as well.
But before we get into it, Wayne, there's a few people watching. Feel free to leave your comments in. If you disagree or you agree, just let us know.
Yeah, so all it is, and I'll explain it, and I'll pass it to both of you boys to pass comment. Again, Saka, it won't happen. This is an interpretation. So. Benny White at right back, MLS at left back to rest Calafiori and Timber. I don't think Saliba. I think if Saliba's fit, I think you should save him for Aston Villa. So same centre half pairing. Norgard to sit with Subamendi to dictate. And why I want to do that, and what my point of being in the midfield there with Norgard, and whether you boys agree or not, please obviously say. And it's more. This is what it's all about. But if we've got Ødegaard in there, he's a controller. He'll get on the ball. If you've got 2 controllers or players, ball playing midfielders like Ødegaard and Subamendi in that midfield, get what's his name, Norgard to sit. Martinelli needs minutes. Whether you boys think we could shift Eze on there on the left, I think Eze needs a break as well because again, a couple of these players have had intense games. We need to win this game, boys. We need to be serious to win it. But I've rested them. Gyökeres, I think, needs 60 minutes up top. If he, but this is an interpretation. This is what I would like to rest, and obviously Saka as well. I don't think he'll do it. There's no way in hell he will do that lineup. Yeah. But in terms of resting players, I think Timber, Rice, Saka, Eze, they need a rest. But I think you'll make maybe 2 changes maximum.
I've noticed you've gone with click to edit in goal.
I was going to say that. I was going to say
Wayne.
No, it's Raya. Yeah,
is it Raya?
I don't need to add him in. I don't need to add click to edit.
I was going to say that.
Mate. He's sorted. Click to edit in there.
Anyone watching that is that we haven't signed a keeper called Click to Edit. It's actually meant to be Raya, but sorry, boys, I apologise.
He's our new number 1.
It's been a busy night, lads, and raining and carols singing. So bear with me. But
click
what do you boys think? What do you interpret? I think in that. What I would do. I think he'll do two changes.
I like that. I like that lineup.
But my only thing with that, right, and I've got a massive problem with this at the moment, and I think Arteta is MLS. He's so out of form to the point where is Arteta going to risk playing him in the game?
Oh,
Don't
no,
forget,
dude, it's a
by the
tough
way,
one,
we still need to win this game, right?
Yeah, so no, it's true. It ain't a free swing.
How much of a risk is he going to take? Because, as much as that's that could definitely go and beat Brentford, that team, right? But is he going to have that trust in MLS and even Ben White? Because Ben White hasn't been up to it when he's been playing.
I know. You need to get. This is the problem, Bones, in it. And you know what, boys? I've been thinking about this all day. And as I say, it's open to what you think. I'm thinking, do you kind of, would you want Calafiori at the back there just in case, sort of like, Nkapie, Mosquera need someone who's more experienced in playing in this back line?
Yeah,
but them 2 players, Tone, they need games, don't they, mate?
But I think he's going to go with the same back 4 he went with Chelsea.
I agree, mate.
Just because that's Arteta's very defensively detailed, right? To the point where if he's got a security blanket in a set of players, he'll play them until they break. I know that sounds horrible and stupid, but he will play them because they're security. He won't, unless it's a League Cup game or we're going away to, I don't know, some low-end team in the Champions League, like Bruges or something. That's when I think he probably would trust making a change because they're games where if you lose, then it's not that it's not the end of the world. Where if we go and lose to Brentford,
Oh yeah, they pulled Man City
terrible.
back here.
Because City, last time I checked, City are 1-0 up, and Haaland's broken the record.
They're 3-1 at the moment, so
3-1. Oh fucking hell, yeah.
Another thing to interject there, boys, and it's one of my. It'll be listen. You know, you're open to interpretation with the manager and what you boys think. But I just want to say on a thing to let another thinking point, and for me, if there's a criticism,
it's 5-2 now.
Oh Jesus Christ!
City,
they're opening them up. Bloody hell, they are. My criticism for Mikel would be that obviously he needs to learn to rotate at the right time.
This is the thing, you know.
And this is if you want to win a league title, he's got to learn. That's his one biggest weakness for me is rotation and stuff like that, and in trusting the squad. He's been given a squad to trust, so let's hope he does, boys.
And also let's not forget, right? And I've just looked at City, yeah, they're 5-2 up, right? They're
big points.
They're going to come within what 3 points of us?
Yeah, there'll be 2 points behind us.
2 points
behind us, right? We lose to Brentford, then we have to go away to Villa.
Game on.
Then we're in trouble. We're banging trouble because I've always said this, and I think City in December they always find a way to go on a run, right? And I know when you've sort of argued against it, gone, no, not the same City of old and all that stuff, but Pep Guardiola hasn't changed and how he manages and coaches. So I'm always got the back of my mind tomorrow, and there's going to be a lot of nervy Arsenal supporters. We don't start strong, right? Because Brentford are the sort of side that will nick a goal and just close up shop, right? And if we're having one of them games tomorrow, I don't know if it's a Wednesday evening, it's cold, it's midweek Premier League games. Although I've got a really good stat load that will give us confidence on what I've just said. Arsenal have won 10 of the last 12 evening kickoffs, 7 p.m. or later in the Premier League.
Under the lights.
We've got some good stats under the lights. So
I mean, listen, they're obviously having a bit of fun tonight, City. But I'm just under the impression personally, mate, that if you haven't got like a Haaland who occupies defenders constantly all game long, I don't think they've got a quality replacement that will replace him. Right now, he's fully fit. He's ready to bang them in, and you know, I still that's my personal belief. They've got a lot of tough
away games still as well.
Yeah,
so we played a lot of ours, didn't we? You know,
I mean, Fulham for me, I personally think as well they're a team where I don't think the manager is going to be there past this season. He hasn't signed a new contract. Could it be the boys' confidence levels kind of you know when it happens when a manager's kind of not committing to the team? He's dropped. But listen, I get it. What you're saying does add the pressure. I mean, I've just got a text message from my my work thing, and they're trying to wind me up because there's a couple of West Ham fans want to do it. I'm not going to rise to it, boys, and I'm not. You know,
well, they can't talk, can they?
That's it.
Yeah, well, I get it all the time, but I'm not gonna rise to the comments because at the end of the day, as all these pundits are saying, and everyone's going, "Oh, if Arsenal win this, Arsenal win that, this is theirs." Listen, until City go away. And until we're, you know, I'm not even counting now. I'm saying March, April time is crunch time. You know, now
we've got to keep
carry on going. But one thing that I will say this month is we've got Palace at home in the Carabao Cup, which we need to rotate. We got Club Brugge. So obviously, looking at this could be maybe a bit hasty. I don't want these players to reach the red zone. And as you said, Tone, he goes with a lineup like what I'm trying to say here, then you could also look at it in a different way and think, well, if, like you've just said, Man City are winning tonight, he goes with this lineup, they start struggling because there's a few new boys in there, still not sort of like, you know, MLS has a dodgy moment against their winger. You know, their TR goes up front, he's a dangerous player, dangerous prospect for them. You know, and the boys are a new partnership. So, you may be looking at playing the stronger team with maybe one or two changes.
I think you will, Wayne. If we go 1-0 down tomorrow, there's going to be nerves. In that place.
It's still, in my opinion, boys, it's still early and before Christmas.
Would you say that back four is a bit short in regard to height? You know, like because Brentford have set pieces, isn't they? The guy with the long throw, as I've mentioned before, the guy can absolutely launch it in. I'm looking at it like obviously in Cappy's not the tallest, but he's got a good spring on him. MLS is not the tallest, so do they bring Calafiori in?
I think Calafiori starts this game.
You know what it is with someone said online, and maybe it kind of swayed my thinking. But again, you're right with that, and maybe again, it's when obviously I do the lineups, Tony makes me do it, puts all the pressure on me.
Yeah, no, Wayne. To be honest with you, that would be the ideal lineup to give everyone a run out and give them all minutes because they're all capable players. But it's just like them little details. What you know that Arteta's all over these little little 1%,
100%. Like Tony said, he looks at us three here are just. We love our football club and we'll make our own. He is looking at this and we'll go, actually, you know what? We're playing Football Manager, but he's playing. Right. Yeah. He's playing. Well, I am sorry, but I mean that in respect to myself. But he's like you just said, David. He's more like thinking in his head, right? He's studying their team. He's studying Brentford to the T, and he's going, as you just said, and it's a great point, and well done for bringing it up, son. Because I think that's what he'll look at, and he'll go, well, if the boys at the back, we got Calafiori, and Calafiori, he gets his head on it. He reads the game better than MLS. Later in the game, if we are we got control of the game, we're 2-0 up for argument's sake. I'm not saying what score's going to be just yet. Yeah, you change it up. But I think you're right there, David. It's a very good point. I think, again, MLS's confidence isn't great, and you're trying to find a game to, play him in to get his confidence up.
No, it's true. He does need minutes, Wayne. Definitely, 100%.
I think he'll go solid at the back, right? Because you got this Thiago, right?
Yeah.
He's got 11 goals. He's second
he has to
the Golden Boot with Haaland. So we can't take them for granted. They're going to be...
He's got a lot of penalties, though. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah, good.
A lot of them ain't open play goals or headers. I think he's got about 4 or 5 penalties out of them 11. So he's still got to put the ball in the back of the net, but he ain't absolutely carving people open, He is sort of methodical. He's a bit of a worker.
The worst thing we can do is just show lack of respect to Brentford in this game.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I get that, Tony. It's just a worry. As I say, mate, it's just that worry, mate. As I say, mate, as I did say in a previous stream, and I was so at odds with myself today when I'm trying to think, right, I'm going to have to do this 11 for the boys. I
think he'll make changes, but I don't think he'll make... I think the back four will stay the same.
He's not going to... Saka will play. Rice will play. Timber will play. Yeah. And Calafiori will play.
Probably Moreno as well.
Sorry, mate?
Probably Moreno as well. Yeah, probably.
Exactly. Don't be surprised if Moreno starts.
Do you know what I mean, boys? We've got, could be the same
he more than likely will, David. And as I say, if he makes 1, maybe 2 changes, it could just be who plays on the left.
That's true.
But yeah, listen, it's a fantastic point made, boys, and it's one of them where you caught up, like you said, David. If you look at it, a top heavy kind of point of view. So Subamendi and Norgard are your midfielder. Norgard, we just need him to give the ball to Subamendi and break up play. Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. But you look at that up front from Subamendi, you've got Ødegaard, you've got Madueke, you've got Gyökeres, you've got Martinelli. That should be good enough to beat them. But obviously, as you boys have alluded to as well, I say MLS could be a weak point in terms of defending what they're going to try to do. So maybe, as I say, and Thiago, boys, as much as obviously he has put penalties in, he can put the ball in.
I'm definitely doing him.
So I think obviously you could say he's going to go Calafiori and Timber, because there's moments where Timber, he pulled off an absolutely blinding tackle at Chelsea. He's reading of the game. Could mean, do you go for a Timber with his reading of the game, or are you going to go for Benny White, who's still rusty? Yeah. I think I'd try to give them MLS and White. It's vitally important against Club Bruges, boys. Whether it's away or I know it's away, give them the full 80, 90 minutes, or give them the full thing. Just whatever happens, they need to play football. Maybe this ain't the game for it, but it's just I was at odds with myself.
No, I'll get your thinking, Wayne. I'll get you thinking.
You know what I mean, boys?
FA Cup third round's coming up as well. A nice chance.
Exactly, I think you have to look at that.
Another 90 minutes in their belt. It comes up just after Christmas, doesn't it? The third round of the FA Cup. January something, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying, exactly. It's important as well. People are saying December. I think January as well, boys. December, January. And this is where you want your players back, sort of thing, And as I say, we've got to do it without big gaps for most of December, by the looks of it. And whether Havertz, is he going to be anywhere near approaching a game? Not until maybe January, by the looks of it, February. So we've got to make use of it now. Gabby Jesus looks like he's chomping on a bit. There was rumours about a Brazilian side wanting to come in for him, but I'm thinking to myself, right now, we haven't got Havertz. We need him. So unless big, Don Berta's got something good for us, then obviously, look at it. And
a little
apparently, David,
sneaky
what you
Julian
said?
Alvarez.
Yeah.
Yeah, but exactly. But what you said, and and it's apparently. Listen, boys, I'm just reading on there. It's not concrete at all. But Palmeiras want a loan and a potential have like a 30, 40. They always put euros. But what did you say? 30 million in the summer, something like that. So, and I agree with that. But I think obviously that's what they might loan him for the rest of the season. But you think it said, it depends on if Arteta plays. And I'm thinking
The way we get injuries, I would keep
we're going to need him. Long-term solution, boys. We're going to need him. There's no swinging odds, and he can get. I think he's much better in the Champions League than the Premier League for me.
Yeah.
He's a continental style player in the Premier League. For me, he's struggled quite a lot. He's a few games he looked quite decent. Scored a couple of goals against Palace in both the League Cup and the league fixture against them. But I think he's more of a continental player as well. So whether we use him or not, but it's you've got to use your squad now, boys, and this is important. It's a lot of games. 8 games, I think, this month.
Cool.
Yeah, I've just had a look at our fixtures in December, right? So we've got obviously Brentford tomorrow. We've got Villa away the weekend. We go at home to Wolves next Saturday. We've got Everton away the Saturday after that.
We've got Bruges as well, haven't we? Time before the
Wolves
we've
got
game.
Bruges in between that as well. Everton away. Then we go day after Boxing Day. We've got Brighton at home. That's never an easy fixture.
No,
then we go at home to Aston Villa again on the 30th. We could have had a worse run of fixtures. There's a lot of home games in there. Right? That's the only comfort I take from that. There's a lot of home game, and when we're at home, we've been quite dominant this season. It'll just be Everton and Aston Villa away. I think they're going to be the tough games that we're going to have to grind through to get a result. But I'm confident. I think that the only thing for me is Saliba, and I'm hoping Saliba comes back because at least there's a little bit of balance in that back four with Timber on the right hand side, and then Calafiori, and you've just got Mosquera or Nkapia that can step in there, right? You've got our first choice back four bar one, right? At the moment, having 2, I think against Chelsea, I think if Saliba starts that game, I think it's slightly different. I noticed that Mosquera and Nkapia, he looked a little bit lost. Like you just
that was the first time in 3 years that we ain't had one of them.
Yeah.
Gabriel That's a big stat. That's a big stat.
I mean, the best way of describing it, the best analogy I can probably give you is they look like they went to a party and didn't know anyone.
Yeah. I mean, them two as there. If you look at it as well, boys, and it was. I mean, you look, like Nkapia kind of pulled up a bit, wasn't it? And I think it was João Pedro almost kind of got through, and we kind of smothered the kind of chance sort of thing. And he these two boys are going to be our backup centre back pairing. So you've got your Gabs and Saliba. That's your main pairing, and these two are your replacement pairing. It's important. As fans, you've got to get behind them, number one. And number two, you've got to be a bit patient. I mean, these boys have both got a big future. But it's obviously, that's a tough, as I said on the game, it's a tough one to go to, Time. It's a tough one to go to Stamford Bridge, the atmosphere. You look at it from a lower level, and sorry, I'll pass it straight back to you, Time. Sorry, mate. But it's a tough one, isn't it? Like communication and stuff like that. You got, Spanish and Ecuadorian at the back, communication can sometimes go in, and I think these boys can be a very more than capable centre-back pairing for us. I think they could be really good. It's just that was like a cauldron to chuck them in, and it was not the ideal situation, Tone. Like tonight, sorry, boys, tomorrow night could have been a better one, and you have like a Timber and a Calafiori to see them through a home game. They got chucked in at Stamford Bridge with all the Larry Chelsea fans who think with their 1.5 billion squad, and they should be top of the league. And
don't have a striker, don't have a centre back, don't have
but we come there exactly, David. We come there and they're giving it large, and we're like, we haven't got a fully fit striker coming against you. So
Joe, what? I can't wait for them fuckers to come back to the Emirates because
they're going to get cooked.
They were kicking lights out of Madueke.
Well done, David. That's the words exactly.
They're getting cooked, mate. They're just being preheated at the moment.
Yeah.
Another thing as well, boys, a totally separate one, but I know obviously with City today, again, they've let in 2 goals. I don't think they're strong defensively either. I think they can be got at, So, I think that's one thing as well, boys. We are, as much as that was it, we were still quite, we were still solid as a unit.
We didn't lose the game.
individual moments where the confidence from Mosquera and Hincapié, sorry. So yeah, mate. I think obviously I know what you're saying, Tony. It can be quite worrying, but I think another game under their belt, get Saliba back in for the Aston Villa game, but get a night under the lights at the Emirates with a crowd behind you, make a tackle, make a great play. That them fans in that stadium will back you, and that will build their confidence up. So yeah. Yeah, it's interesting one. Vitally important we get that result tomorrow, boys. But I'll be interested to see that 11 because I highly doubt my 11 is going to be anywhere near, boys. But
I reckon you've got a couple of them. I reckon you've got a couple of them.
I think the only change you'll probably make is Odegaard to Vesteze, right?
Yeah.
But then I think he'll bring Trossard back in if he's fit because I think he likes Trossard on the left hand side.
He at the moment. How we're playing. He's been a vital cog in the machine, Tone. And I think as well, boys, he only missed like 1 or 2 games in the last couple of years or something like that. He's been an ever present. So let's hope. Fingers crossed. He's proving my concerns. In pre-season, wanting my shiny new toy at left wing. And fair play to him and keep it up, sort of thing. But I think, yeah, as you say, if he is fully fit, that could change as well, Tone. Or it could just be he's on the bench and he'll try again.
I do hope Gyökeres plays in front of Moreno, as I've mentioned earlier on.
I think
he needs 60 minutes, David. He really does, mate. You're right.
Because the boy was just catching up to speed and he got the little knock and it's set him back again, isn't it? So
against Burnley, and if you boys agree with this, someone said on there, he said, and I had to agree with it. He said his performance against Burnley was world class, and he ended up going off. Yeah. It was a world class centre forward performance, and it's like for crying out loud. But I think just wrap him up in cotton wool as much as we can. If we start him 60 minutes and keep building him up, that ball will come good again. It's just
bring Moreno on, need an header or need a set piece or something. Bring Moreno on last 20 or something. He can just do the little ghosting into midfield, into the box as he does, late run,
Yeah. No, but that's it. That is it. I mean, he does, as I say, boys, he does provide that that kind of extra sort of like dangerous set piece. But like you said, David, that it might worry you that Moreno might start again, boys. But
yeah.
It's a game.
I'd be surprised if he does.
It's a game that he's not fully fit. He's not fully fit, but Gyökeres can get a goal or two in. If he's give him the chance, give him a sniff, let him get in the box. The boy's hungry. He's had a bit of only a tiny setback, maybe a muscular injury. Because how much running has he done this season for us, boys?
He's put in a lot of miles. He has,
and he's had no one else. I mean, I know Moreno's come on a few times, and he has been substituted. Most of the time, he's playing 90 minutes, chasing them centre halves down, running. He's worked his socks off, boys. So let's wrap him up in cotton wool this period. Get him a 60, 70 sort of like minute run out if we can. And I would say to continue that as well. So don't play him for the full 90 for quite a few. Just see what he can do for 60, 70 minutes. This guy's going to be vitally important from December to January. And again, I don't want to be misquoted, boys, but if Haaland's importance to Man City, we've got so many difference, but he could be like what Haaland is for them. He's a goal scorer. Yeah. Get him in the positions and let's get him trying to score the goals. He's not as good as Haaland. I don't want to get misquoted.
We know
what I mean. You know what I mean, boys. He is our version of Haaland, if you like. Let's get him fit. Let's get him firing. And if he can start banging goals in from, this next couple of months, we'll be flying. Happy days.
Yeah, I mean, I did notice something against Chelsea. I'd like to bring this to you boys. Do you think Arteta, do you think Odegaard gets to keep the captaincy? Do you think he keeps it? Because I don't see him as our leader anymore.
For me, right, so there's two. For me, I don't think Odegaard should be the captain. Yeah. For me, it should be Gabriel Magalhaes or
Declan Rice.
Yes. Now, if you're asking my personal opinion, I do who him sort of vigilant, like what's the word I'm looking at? Who when you see the player, you see Arsenal. That's the best way for me to put it. I look at Gabriel. He's fighting for every tackle. He's going in for every ball. Rice is doing the same, but I just feel that Gabriel should be our captain. I always like a centre back as captain as well. Where they can see the whole game. They're right. They can see all the players in front of them. Obviously,
see the play in front of them.
You don't need to see the goalkeeper. He should be doing his own job.
Yeah. I feel like we need to move away from. We had like Fabregas as captain, and
a bit too
like,
delicate,
don't really,
didn't they?
don't say a lot. You want someone that's just going to tell someone to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
If they
have
gave the right sort of
Rice
captain,
that in
you
them,
wouldn't hear a complaint
just
from me,
get
because,
themselves pumped up. And he, Odegaard doesn't. He's a good player. Like, I'm not. He's world class on when he's on his game.
When he's on his game,
I don't see him pumping everyone up around him. You don't see him big. Like I think
he
Gabriel
does all the thing where he raises, he keeps one hype in the crowd.
Yeah,
up
but
and all that. But then he don't do nothing on the pitch.
Some of the crowd there were moaning about it. I see on some video saying, it must have flicked on my YouTube video with like AFTV or something. When I'm going, here's Odegaard doing this, and I think basically he was saying F off sort of thing, like stop it. You're right though, mate.
It's getting annoying though. It is getting annoying.
Yeah,
get a fucking corner and like,
stadium, it's like, all right, we're getting it, but let's get hold of the ball, sort of thing.
Yeah, get the ball on the edge of the box and stick one in the top hand corner.
Let's stick one in. Stop doing that. Put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, I mean, but he's kind of been injured, and this is where it's vitally important for him to get into the team. Because obviously you've got players like Eze, and if Madueke comes fit and wants to put a starting berth, Saka picks himself every game. He's got to turn up into this team now, boys. And you're right. For me, me and Tony are quite a number of videos back talking about the captaincy. We're going back to when we first sort of like started the channel.
Tony Adams, yeah.
We're talking about Tony Adams, exactly.
Oh yeah,
and what he said, but the thing is Tony Adams won, he won multiple titles with us, cups. He was our captain, since he was a youth, like when he was like early 20s, I think it was.
Tony Adams was a great
and he was 15 years, I think, if I'm something like that for Arsenal captain, or something, it will be quoted, but he was a number of years Arsenal captain. He went through a lot in his personal life.
Yeah.
But he saw everything. He was the captain. He was the leader. Tony Adams would not take you slacking off. He would be, and I would love to have been years ago of seeing him in the dressing room, because he would have been one of them sort of like, you wouldn't want to. All right, Tone. Yeah,
Yeah. Even Keown, he's got a bit of a screw loose, isn't he? Keown, and even he wouldn't have it out with Tony Adams, mate.
No,
Donkey would give him a slap, mate.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, I loved it when Adams and Keown played. I mean, look, we're going back and there's the nostalgia, Baldy.
Winterburn.
That back line was something else, boys.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
It was, and this is what you're saying. This is you look at that team and how much how many goals we conceded, boys. That run where we just weren't conceding goals. Big Gabby was phenomenal, leading from the back. Yeah. He is the captain for me now. Declan Rice is his vice captain, but
definitely
Saka, what it is, boys. He's got this group, and Saka takes the armband before both of them.
I don't want Saka to be having the armband.
And I don't agree with it. I love Saka to pieces.
I want him to concentrate on running at the fullback when he gets him on a yellow card instead of
going at him. Get Kukurea to take you out.
Fullback's on a yellow card and you don't go and attack him. Run him, make tackles.
Cucurella, right? I don't know if he's still on the pitch. I think the referee.
He could have got a yellow card in the first minute.
He should have been sent off, Tone.
Zubimendi got one for half of the.
I forgot to say that. Well done. I forgot to say that on the stream, boys. But that was a
Zubimendi's card was the
softest
softest yellow card you're going to see, mate. That refereeing performance, he was just itching. That's what they were singing. Anthony Taylor, it's all about you.
It's all about you.
Yeah. Absolute melt.
Cool. Let's start rounding it up, gents. Predictions. Wayne?
Cheers, Tone. Listen,
Go on, boys.
Listen, I've waffled enough about my starting 11. That's not going to happen. But I reckon, boys, I feel we're going to concede 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1 for me. I think we've got enough power from the start to the bench to score goals, but I think 3-1, boys.
Yeah, I like 3-1, but just for a little bit of difference, I'll go 2-1 to the Arsenal.
2-1.
Yeah.
I'm with Wayne. I think we're going to concede. But I'm going to go 3-1 with Wayne. I think there's goals in this. I think they're not good away from home. Boys. I think it's one of them. I say this every time, every single preview I say this. We have to start quickly. We have to come out.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a lot of nervous people in the crowd tomorrow, just because City are battering Fulham, right? And they're going to be so close this morning. And it's going to be, as I put in the title, it's a must-win game. It is a must-win game. right? To be fair, every game's a must-win game now if you're going to win the
Yeah.
title, right? So, and I say I don't see City slipping up in the next
They've got
couple
a
of
couple
weeks.
of easy fixtures.
Some nice fixtures.
I would say, for the last big tone, I know what you're saying there. Their fixtures are quite favourable at the moment.
Yeah, and I thought Fulham would have been the test for them as well as
the stat was though, Tone. Man City have beat Fulham 19 straight games on the trot.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
not
I heard
changing
it
anytime soon, then, is
I
it?
was watching Sky Sports, but when you hear something like that, then there's obviously a reason that they're a bogey side for Fulham or whatever. It don't matter if it's home or away. 19 straight games they've beaten. So
yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts.
And as also as well, listen, not to damp out again, they've beaten Leeds, and I think, as I say, for me, Fulham,
Anything can happen.
They're fully there. I think there's something up in that dressing room. I don't think that. What's his name? The manager. Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
The name escapes me. I think something's going on, boys. Personally, I don't think he'll be there beyond the summer. So they're a team. They're a side that are playing with a lack of confidence, and City have got the players that they have. I just don't think the depth of City can really ride it. But knowing City, they won't get any injuries. But for me, they're world class players. Are Haaland and Donnarumma at the moment. But look. It's a long season. I still believe they're nowhere near the defensive side prior time. But yeah, it's vitally important to go back to us and stop talking about City. We have to win tomorrow, and I think we will.
Yep.
I think we'll get goal. I just think there might be a goal in it for that Thiago or in and around him causing the havoc that creates the goal. If you know what I mean. I think without big gaps of Saliba,
Yeah, true. Well, hopefully we're both right of our score predictions. Hopefully there's a win, 3 points on the board. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Your support's been absolutely amazing. Hopefully a big win tomorrow, and we're 5 points clear again. Come on, you Gunners. Have a good evening.
Cheers for tuning in, guys. Take care.
See you later, guys.